I call this meeting to order. It's the 205th meeting of the Equal Employment Practice Commission. My name is Elaine Reese, and I am a commissioner. Seated next to me is
Angela Cabrera, and next to me,
Malini Kadabi Daniel.
can I hear a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting of November 3rd, 2016?
I move that we approve the minutes of the meeting of November 3rd, was it 3rd? Yeah, 2016.
November, it was November 15th.
3rd.
It was the 3rd?
That's why I hesitated.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Okay. The next thing on the agenda is the audit status report.
Okay, I'll give the audit status report. Currently, we have 20 audits concluding. We have about 9 more that will be concluded by December 31st. We're going to be voting on 5 audits today. However, we also have 30 audits that have been initiated. So how do we do this? We have 15 audits that are ongoing now in compliance.
17.
17? So 17 audits that are going on currently, but we started 30 new audits.
Okay.
Wow.
47 audits.
You started how many? 30?
30. So 14 of those are community boards. The Queens Community Boards, but in terms of the agencies, actual agencies, or bigger agencies I should say, we have the Police Pension Fund, the Budget Office, DCAS, the Special Office of the Special Prosecutor, the Department of Transportation, the Department of Information Technology and Telecommunications, the Department of Investigation, the Public Advocate, the Department for the Aging, the Department of Education, the Employees Retirement System, the Office of Labor Relations, the Office of Administrative Tax Appeals, the Police Department, the Office of Administrative Trials and Hearings, and the Department of Environmental Protection. So those are the agencies that have been started. And in terms of the agencies that are currently being monitored, we have the
Sharice,
I'll save those for the compliance monitor.
Sharice, what do you do with things like OATH, where a good portion of the services that are rendered by adjunct administrative judges who are not employees of the city but sit from time to time as ALJs?
You want to answer that?
We when we look at Cs, that deals with full-time equivalents. So for those employees who are per diem, they're not included in Cs when we're looking at the citywide BEO database system. However, in terms of our concerns about how the agency, their employment practices, their recruitment, their selection, we look at that for those titles.
Okay, so you look at per diems,
Yes.
even though they are not employees.
We look at the policies as applying to all people employed by the agency, but when it comes to the underutilization information that we get, that only includes full-time employees. So,
I'm going to
information
store
regarding-
that because I think that may well become an ongoing problem. And I don't know what DeWitt's practices are today, but my assumption is that a good portion of some of their work is done by consultants as well, which I would view as being per diem, and therefore would not be people that you would be looking at. And I don't know how true that is, and it certainly was true at some point in time at DOE under the last mayor. Whether that is still true under this mayor, there are a lot of per diems or consultants. I'm joining the two, and they really are distinct, but they're part of the employment story although not necessarily part of the data that we're looking at, and that, to me, is somewhat troubling, so I don't know how we deal with that. I'm just
I
planting a
think we
seed.
should think more in terms of policy application and looking in terms of, looking at the program in its entirety. When it comes to looking at the data, of course, we can only deal with the full-time, with the information that we get about the full-time
Right.
employees. But when we're looking at investigating complaints or the complaint investigation process or any policies, we're looking at all of the individuals employed by the agency. So we don't know the distinction between policy application or implementation. I think that would be the best way to.
But let me just give you a hypothetical, and I don't know that any of this is true, but let's just assume that I have a title of deputy commissioner that I keep open because I haven't found anybody to fill it, but what I have is a consultant that I use to fill it. And so that doesn't count as you're looking at promotion, but that's somebody's clogging up that space. And so nobody's being promoted into it, but and the service is being rendered by someone that you know the policy applies to, but you have no collection of other data on.
But does the city not have a policy around consultants and contracting and limits? Like,
Yes.
there's often that, like, you can't endlessly do that, right, to prevent that from happening? It's like they're very sort of finite periods, I think.
I
I don't know.
don't think we're finite periods.
You're talking about making a consultant.
No, fulfilling the role, doing the work of.
Instead of hiring,
Right.
they're using a consultant
To
to
fill- to
fulfill
do
the duties versus the position.
So technically, there is a finite number on the contract of a consultant, but contracts can be extended, and they often are, so.
At, like, infinitely,
Like,
okay.
you're right.
I don't know how pervasive it is.
Right, that's what I was gonna say.
But I believe,
was
I
gonna say,
believe
I
it
don't know how
was,
much-
I believe it was at the DOE under the prior name, so I don't know whether that is continued or not.
It's something to look into.
Well, it only because it goes into the issue of promotion. It really, it's just, if the role is being fulfilled by somebody that is not a city employee, then you can't promote somebody into it. That's my sole concern.
So we discussed,
I'm sorry.
developing an audit around promotions. And, but these are issues that we can explore when we
I
develop
think
that.
that was all I was doing, was just sowing a seed, saying that I don't know how pervasive, and it may not be pervasive at all, but as you were looking at promotion, that's another issue to look into. And it's almost a simple answer. Are there consultants performing roles that, otherwise open roles within the agency? If so, how many, and what roles are they performing?
Or it's like, is there a consultant who has been doing some work for more than 6 months? Like, you know, if there's somebody fulfilling like the duties of someone or some position, like, is it more than 6 months? So it's like, not that we're anti-consultant or filling the breach or whatever, but it's more just like, is this just a measure that is being abused in some sense?
Yeah. I mean, I think
I mean, I
you're,
just don't know how pervasive it is.
neither do I,
Yeah.
neither do I. Neither do I, and as I say, I'm operating on old history from one agency, so I have no idea how pervasive it is beyond that agency, whether it still exists at that agency, whether it exists elsewhere.
Okay, report on the status of compliance monitoring.
Okay, so, there are 17 agencies that are currently in the compliance monitoring phase of the audit. That is the Office of the Actuary, the Civilian Complaint Review Board, the City Commission on
Did
Human
we,
Rights.
do we have to vote on the resolution?
Yes.
Okay, we didn't vote on the resolutions, yeah.
Okay, so,
we missed
no, I'd just like to let you know that there are 5 agencies that have completed that have implemented all corrective actions. So their resolution is being presented for vote, and these are the Borough of Manhattan Community College, the Department of Design and Construction, Housing Development Corporation, Department of Parks and Recreation, and the Conflicts of Interest Board.
I move that we approve resolution 2016/466C-16, resolution 2016-850C-17, resolution 2016-907C-18, resolution 2016-846C-19, resolution 2016/312C-20. All in favor? I submit that we have approved all of those compliance resolutions. Next, compliance monitoring.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So there are 17 agencies that are currently in the compliance monitoring phase of the audit. They are the Office of the Actuary, the Civilian Complaint Review Board, the City Commission on Human Rights, the Department of Correction, Bronx Community College, Hostos Community College, Kingsborough Community College, LaGuardia Community College, Office of the Bronx County District Attorney, the Kings County District Attorney, the Queens County District Attorney, Office of the Richmond County District Attorney, the Fire Department, the Bronx, I think I said that already.
No, Bronx Public Administration.
Oh, the Bronx, the Office of the Bronx County Public Administrator, Office of the New York County Public Administrator, the Kings County Public Administrator, and the Richmond County Public Administrator.
Anyone have any questions about the agency's completing compliance or continuing to be monitored?
So, about 10 of these agencies will complete compliance monitoring in December, by December 31st, and then we have about 7 more agencies that will be complete between January and February. So, if there's any issues that arise, we'll keep you abreast. And, as for now, everything's.
So we should meet before the end of January so that we can, whatever is completed by then. Can we set a date certain right now so we know, at least the 3 of us will be there to have a forum?
Okay, so the meeting calendar that I sent out was, I think, January 15th, and Commissioner Daniel couldn't be there, so we can,
Wait, January 15th is a Sunday.
I mean, 13th,
13th, yeah.
right.
So I'm gone all that week.
Well, he,
Well, so let's find a date where Commissioner
Okay,
Daniel
I
is
think-
available.
Thursday. But I think, it might have been the 12th. I think the best time would be the first week in January.
Okay, with me.
That's
I
fine.
might be going to Puerto Rico again, I'm not sure when.
I'm actually in DC now. I said I was gonna be here, but now the 4th and the 5th, I have to be in DC. I'm sorry. Can we do the 19th? That's the next Thursday.
That's all right with me.
That,
Angela,
sorry.
are you guys
When,
free?
when?
The 19th of
Okay,
January.
that should be okay. Should be okay.
January 19th. Hello, guys.
Sounds okay
Um,
with me.
If it's okay with you guys.
It's okay with the 3 of us. Could you
So-
put it and write it in stone, please?
The difference is, I mean, the problem is that you guys have to agree to meet on January 19th and on February 16th.
That's okay, that's like a month.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I wrote that in my.
So that was when, January?
January 19th.
Commissioner
And-
Reese, it's on tape.
Yeah.
We have it.
And February when?
We'll send out a calendar
16th.
request.
The tape is not stone.
Okay. Let me go find the stone so I can write it down. So,
There was a president that resigned from the United States because there were 20 minutes of tape that were missing.
Oh, God.
Nixon.
yes. How could I forget?
Easy, it's called repression.
Sorry, February 16th is the next one.
So January 19th. And if you'll notice, we're then having a meeting every month except for August. Because I think we don't typically have a meeting in August, am I correct?
That is correct.
Yes. Is that when you were vacation, I think, or something? So,
August is
between
when
July
nothing
and
happens.
September, there's a sort of a gap.
August is when we pretend we're French. I have signed wherever there's a little tabby. So if you miss giving me a tabby.
Oh, okay.
So, based on what I have in front of me as a meeting agenda, it looks as though, we can move for adjournment. There being no new business.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The meeting is adjourned.
Oh, you're ready to do it.
We can bring them in now.
Just came in.
We're resuming?
I'm Commissioner Reese.
okay.
She's Commissioner Rice.
Hi, Commissioners, that's the new EEO program analyst, Jamal Lee.
Hi, how are you?
These are the commissioners.
Hi, I don't know my school song, so I can't sing it for you.
Oh, Abe Houston,
Are you sure they have one?
new employees
No,
singing
I'm not
alma
trying.
mater.
I really don't mind, I don't know why.
Oh my God.
John Jay doesn't have
Thank
one.
you, thank you. It's good to be here.
Sorry, you're from John Jay?
I am, yes.
Oh, okay.
So that is my
And does John
alma
Jay
mater.
not have a song, or?
So I don't know if they have a song. They're criminal justice school, so they probably don't have a song. They're more interested in the
We
experience.
probably don't want to hear their military song.
Yeah. No.
I know their president, I'm gonna ask them if they have a song.
Okay.
I'll be like,
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
so now that the commission has
President
met.
Travis, I'll be like, what's your song?
Okay, so we're moving for the meeting to
Okay.
adjourn again.
No, that's fine, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Well, it was good to meet you.
Okay,
Nice to
thank
meet
you
you.
so much. Did we
Welcome.
talk about the report?
Enjoy.
I missed the whole conversation about the report.
In terms of the reports, we're gonna wait till the new director starts on Monday,
Oh, okay.
and then he's gonna go through the reports and let us know his
Yeah,
thoughts
he
or whatever,
can copy
and
it.
that'll give you guys more time.
I'm gonna give you my thoughts now.
I just want credit for having read one of the reports.
Which one?
Which one? The fire department, of course. Okay. Okay. The fire department. I was like, oh, this is fascinating.
Isn't it?
I was like, I should read this a long time ago.
Harvard Miss started cheering that they were putting female toilets in.
Yeah, that's something.
So, okay,
Anyway,
we're still on
sorry.
tape, so
Oh.
can we, at
we
some
move
point,
to
we have to
adjourn?
do another adjournment, yes.
Can we move to adjourn?
I guess I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned again.